What is Ream, this new service I'm hearing all these authors talk about, and is it worth my time and effort to sign up with it? Stay tuned. Hi, I'm MK Williams. I'm an author and I love sharing my insights about all things books and publishing with you. Before I get into the details of today's topic, don't forget to hit subscribe. You'll be notified every week as I release new videos about publishing, making a career of being an author, and now being a mompreneur. So back last September 2023, when I was at NINC, I met Michael, who was one of the co-founders of Ream. And at the time, now a lot of the authors who were at NINC skewed towards romance, historical romance, contemporary romance. There were a lot of romance authors there. I think just because in general, there are a lot of romance authors because romance readers are voracious. They read 52 books a year on average. They need a lot to read, so therefore there's a lot of romance authors. So I think the population of NINC skewing more towards romance authors. Now, I obviously met sci-fi authors and other genre authors there as well. Kind of skewed my view of Ream because so many people were talking about Ream, but I noticed it was all the romance authors talking about Ream, and I was like, oh, is this for just like romance authors? And what I was told is, no, it's a subscription service that authors can have where people can subscribe for content. And so in my mind, I was like, oh, it's like Patreon, but just for authors. You're just offering bonus content. So it wasn't something I was ready to jump on right away. So I actually got an email from Ream about a month ago saying, hey, we like your channel. We like your talk about, have you considered using Ream? Would you want us to explain it to you? And let me kind of take a time out. I get multiple emails each week from companies pitching me on sponsoring a video or wanting me to just pimp their product, right? Usually it starts out, hello, no name, or hello, William. That's not my name. And they say, we love your channel. No commentary on what my channel is about. We think you'd be great to promote our product. Here's all the things of it. And half the time I'm like, what is this? I have no clue what this is. So why would I talk about this on my channel? Sometimes it is author related things, but I think they're a little too half baked to bring it to you guys. I've actually tested several products and alpha tested different technologies. And I said, guys, this isn't even ready for me to use. I'm just not going to say anything. When you're ready, have me come back and test it. So when I heard from Ream, I was like, okay, I know they've been around for at least over a year. I know people are using them. I'm definitely interested to learn more. And so when I had the call with them, my first question was, is this just for romance authors? And they were no, obviously it skews more towards romance and thriller authors using it because they're the majority of authors in the space. And I do actually want to say something about romance authors because I think a lot of people would just kind of roll their eyes, whatever, romance authors. No, they do a lot of really hard work and they're the ones who are usually pioneering all the new stuff. There are so many romance books out there. There are so many romance authors out there. They have to be the ones trying the things first. They have to be the ones trying to innovate before everybody else because they want to be ahead of that big wave. So I want to really give kudos to romance authors for being out there innovating and trying Ream because that was my first question. And it was, well, lots of authors can use it. It's not just for bonus content. A lot of authors see just offering bonus content is kind of hard to do. Some authors are just putting the whole books on there. They're trying to expand into podcasts and audio and all these fun things. So they're trying to expand it and continue to offer things, not just for authors, but for all kinds of storytellers, audio storytellers, and things like that. So I was very intrigued and I thought, you know what? There's literally no cost to sign up. Why don't I sign up? Why don't I give this a try? So one really nice thing about Ream is that they actually want authors to succeed because it's been built for authors. If you have ever signed up for any website ever in your life, then you will be able to sign up for Ream with no issues. You have a display name, email address, verify the account, select how you want to get paid. Now your username cannot have any special characters. M.K. didn't work, and I had to pick US. Okay, it's been a couple of days, and I think I've figured out how to upload. So I showed you guys before how I just set up the account, which is super basic, super easy. The longest part was just all the authorizations with the Stripe account I already have for payment, which was super tedious, but I'm glad that it was thorough, so nobody's taking my money. So I was able to fill around a little bit, and as you'll see, I'm on my dashboard. I'm gonna click over to stories, and all of mine that I was able to upload so far are showing. So I've added one of my Author Your Ambition books, two of my novellas. So I got the feel for how things need to be added and uploaded. So now I'm actually gonna walk you through how to do that. So first things first, before I got any of this to work, is I actually in my Google Drive created a separate folder just called Ream. So all of the stories right now have to be uploaded via a Google document. So even if you upload your Word document to Google Drive, it doesn't automatically convert it to become a Google document. So what I did is I just copied everything over. It was like, okay, if I need to make any changes after the formatting, I want that to be separate from my other final master file. And so you just have to go into Google Drive, File, Save as Google Docs, and it makes a copy of it, but it strips out this .doc here. So you'll see now, I just moved all the docx ones up into this file folder. So now it has this icon here, which means that it's a Google Doc. So I'm able to search for and upload it. So since I'm showing you architects, I'll go ahead and upload that one here now. So I'm going to click Begin. Okay. It's a little silly to do it this way because this is the second book in the series, but I'm going to be adding all of them, so eventually they'll all get there. I do really like at the end of all the subgenres, you can actually request a new subgenre. So if there's something really specific you're not seeing there, I do like that you can add that. I do also like that they have all of the content warnings. This is a very dark book. It's apocalyptic, which I think in itself is kind of a trigger warning, just like it's the apocalypse, lots and lots of people die. So yeah, I'll have to go through all of those because like, yeah, there's violence, but it's like kind of mass scale violence. So yeah, they do have all the content warnings. This is for an adult audience. Okay, I would say it's a mature content and that it's apocalyptic and that you wouldn't want a kid to read it, but it's not mature content as in like romance novels. Nope. So that's actually nice that they have that little tooltip there to kind of say, hey, if this is obviously a romance novel and there's lots of, you know, romance scenes or love scenes, like, okay, that's going to count. In this case, I'm not going to count that. There is none of that in this book. Yes, I do hold all of the necessary copyrights. So then I'm going to click Create and Continue after adding the blurb and the tagline, which I'm literally just copy and pasting from everywhere else that I have my description already because I already have this. So I'm going to click Create and Continue. It's doing the weird thing where I kind of actually click buttons when I'm doing screen recording, so you'll just see the next page. Okay, and then back at the top of this page, I did forget to hit Upload Cover, so I'm going to do that right now. So just going to open up a file folder, just going to navigate, boom, upload. After I have uploaded input all the metadata as far as the cover, the genres, the blurb, I've added the cover file. I'm going to go ahead and click Import Manuscript. All right, so I have to authorize it to sign in. As you can see, because I already made this file folder, it all says Ream, so I know this is the file I can use for Ream. I'm going to click Architects. So now you can see we have the title part here. This has all the copyright information, my other works of fiction, and table of contents. Now the interesting part with this series is that there aren't lots of chapters. There's just 3 parts. So if I had lots of different chapters, they would all show up here. The big thing with Ream is that you only want to be using those H1 tags for your chapter titles and not doing interim headings. That would be more applicable for nonfiction. But if you had lots of different headers within the body of your content, you would have to go and fix that. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick review of these and then click and hit Save Changes. Now, when I did speak with somebody at Ream, they did say you can make changes direct into this document here. So in this case, this is a pre-published book. I'm not planning on making edits, but say if I was writing a serialized series or was almost using this like a Wattpad and I wanted to go back and make edits or found a typo or something, I could go back in and do that here and just hit save. So now this is uploaded, it's all good. I'm going to go ahead over to publishing. Now here is where you get to have a lot of control over who sees it and when. So I could say everybody can see the first part or the first chapter for free. You have to subscribe to get all the other chapters or sections, which could be one way to get people to subscribe to your Ream. You could just say, no, like this is only available for people who are members. You could say, okay, well, these are going to be on different levels. So I'm going to show you in a second the different levels because I realized I had to create the levels for my membership first because otherwise this part was a little confusing. There was nothing to do. So I'm actually going to hit publish all. I want my novels to be available for my members. So I'm going to publish all, select tiers. So I have a fiction tier and an all access tier. So I decided I was going to have, okay, there's public, anybody can see it, support. They always recommend with any membership, whether it's YouTube membership, Ream membership, any kind of level membership you have, just to have the lowest price possible. Hey, I like what you're doing. I just want to support you. I don't want all the other extras or bells and whistles. I just want to support you. So always have that bottom tier for just like, hey, here's some money, keep doing the thing that you do. And then having additional ones. So I have a fiction tier is my second tier. And then I have all access that includes all my fiction and nonfiction in that tier. So I need to have it on both. Okay. So then I hit yes. Now I could have it similar to Kindle Vella where, or other services where I want to have it come out like the first thing every Monday to have it serialized. Again, because this is already published, I just want it available. Okay, so now that I've shown you that, I want to show you where members are. I'm literally setting this up. I've told nobody about it, hence there's no members yet. But on my page, this is where I can edit and I can give a little bit about who I am. Again, the 3 different levels I have. And then I just have the fiction tier and then all access tier. And the nice thing about the all access tier with my nonfiction books is that what I've realized is I have to constantly update those as there are changes in self-publishing, just in marketing for books in general. And so it takes me a while to update everything. Okay, now I have to update the formatting. Now I have to do all the things. I only can update so much at a time with Ingram Spark. And so this way I can actually update these first here. So anybody who has this level of access will just get continued access to those updates as they come out versus you bought my book one time 2 years ago. It's been updated. You have to buy it again to get the updated version. And that doesn't always seem fair. All right, so one thing I didn't show you is how to edit these levels. Let's say for some reason I wanted to have an extra level. I would actually go to the bottom of this page where it says edit and hit edit. Now from there, once I hit edit, I can edit the images that I'm using for any of the tiers, my profile image, my banner image, any of these things, the name of the different tiers, what's included with them, or I could even add a whole new tier. I do like that when you hover over the add image, it tells you the dimensions that you need. So I was able to just plug that right into Canva and create a quick image. And now I have a template where I can modify it. And then it did give me a spot to put like an about, which I would say if there's a spot for you to do that, you should always do that. And it's nice. You can see how it's very quickly like identifying what my books are, what they're about. And I just have to go and update all of them now. So that's going to be a bit of a task. And then when I'm done, I'll just hit save. All right. And now I have my Ream set up. As you can see, I have multiple books there available as well as some of my bonus content. And kind of as an aside of why I chose to put these books on there, I am all about backing up and saving, right? Every time I write in my books, I save, I back it up to the cloud. So it's saved on my external hard drive, it's saved on the cloud. Sometimes I forget, but it's usually only a day or two difference. And I realized that my one external hard drive was getting really full. And I thought, well, that's kind of like a single point of failure, right? Because there are days I do forget to back up to the cloud. Let me order some more thumb drives and I'm going to break them out. So the whole Feminina series has its own thumb drive. The Project Collusion series has its own thumb drive. All the Author Your Ambition books have their own thumb drives. If you are subscribed to my newsletter, I'm so sorry you've already heard this story. And I know you're already starting to cringe. For those of you who haven't heard this story yet, get ready. So I moved all my Author Your Ambition books under their own drive. I opened them. I had to do some updates to self-publishing for the first-time author. And I knew I also had to do some updates to book marketing for the first-time author as well as going wide. Self-publishing for the first-time author and book marketing for the first-time author, I formatted all by myself. I could do all the edits, both to the master Word document and the source files for the print and the ebook. Going wide, I was like, okay, well, I'll make edits in the Word document, and then I have to figure out who's going to help me revise and edit the formatted books. So I made updates to book marketing. It was fine, uploaded fine. I got like a weird error back from Ingram Spark, and I was like, well, that's probably something I did wrong. Let me just resave it and upload it. It was fine. I went to open self-publishing for the first-time author. I made my edits. I said, okay, tomorrow I'm going to reread through the edits before I save and upload everywhere. The next day I opened it, and the entire file was corrupted. Like, I don't mean like, oh, something was wrong with it. Like I had 100 and something pages of YJ, like all of it was gone. So that means obviously whatever I had upload backed up to the cloud was corrupted. So I had to go back and revert to an old file. So I am very afraid to touch these books right now. So I'm excited they can kind of live in Ream and I can actually update chapter by chapter. So for anybody who has purchased my books in the past, hasn't got a chance to read them, wants to go back and reread them, obviously self-publishing changes a lot. And so I'm really excited that I can offer more up-to-date, like up-to-the-minute updates there while I'm then figuring out, okay, like now I have to reformat, redo all the files for all the books, kind of working on those more permanent state, like books that are going to be up on the retailers, I can update them on Ream first. So I'm really excited about it. Please let me know if you use Ream. What's your Ream? How are you using it? What are some top tips that you have? I am going to be figuring it out. And I think I'm going to do an end of year, like just experiments update video for you guys of what I'm learning and best practices. All right. If you found this information helpful, if it makes you want to think about trying a Ream, I actually have a link below where you can check it out. And then they'll know that you learned about it from me. And then hopefully we can be Ream friends. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and maybe even hit that shiny new thanks button. That tells YouTube you got value from this information and they can get in front of other authors like us. Now you can get back to writing your book.